Imagine a cake that captures the essence of summer: vivid, tangy sweet raspberries layered within clouds of tender cake, all enveloped in the silkiest cream. This is the dream cake for raspberry lovers, an irresistible dessert that combines vibrant fruit, delicate sponges, and a luscious frosting that brings it all together. Whether you're celebrating a special occasion or simply indulging in a craving for something extraordinary, this cake promises to delight with every bite. Here's how you can bring this raspberry lover's dream to life in your own kitchen. Begin by gathering the freshest raspberries you can find. Their jewel-like appearance and bold, tart flavor are the heart of this dessert. You'll need both whole berries for decoration and a generous quantity to create a luscious raspberry compote filling. The compote is simple yet transformative. Combine fresh or frozen raspberries with a little sugar and a squeeze of lemon juice. Then simmer gently until the fruit breaks down and everything becomes thick and jammy. Stir occasionally, watching as the mixture bubbles and releases its fragrance. You want a compote that's thick enough to spread between cake layers, but still bursting with the brightness of the berries. While the compote cools, focus on the cake itself. For the ultimate raspberry lover's experience, a tender vanilla sponge makes the perfect canvas. The batter comes together with basic pantry ingredients: flour, sugar, eggs, butters, a splash of vanilla, and a touch of baking powder for lift. Cream the butter and sugar until pale and fluffy, then add eggs one at a time, beating well after each addition. Sift in the dry ingredients, alternating with milk, to ensure a batter that's smooth and light. For extra raspberry flavor, fold in a handful of whole raspberries to the batter, allowing them to burst and create little pockets of juicy fruit throughout the cake. Divide the batter into 3 round cake pans, smoothing the tops for even baking. As the cakes bake, their aroma fills the kitchen, warm vanilla mingling with the subtle tartness of raspberries. When they emerge golden and springy to the touch, let them cool completely before assembling. This patience is rewarded with cakes that won't crumble or melt the frosting when layered. Now, it's time to create the frosting. A dreamy raspberry Swiss meringue buttercream. This frosting is silky and light, with a beautiful blush pink hue and the unmistakable flavor of fresh raspberries. Start by making a classic Swiss meringue. Gently heat egg whites and sugar over a double boiler, whisking until the sugar dissolves. Whip the mixture until stiff peaks form, then slowly add softened butter, a bit at a time, until the frosting becomes smooth and billowy. Finally, blend in pureed raspberries, straining out any seeds for a perfectly smooth finish. The result is a buttercream that's as smooth as silk, with a delicate berry tang. With all the components ready, it's time for the most satisfying part: assembling your raspberry lover's dream cake. Place the first layer of cake on a serving plate and spread a generous layer of raspberry compote over the top, followed by a swirl of raspberry buttercream. Repeat with the second layer, pressing gently to keep everything even. Crown the cake with the final layer of sponge, then coat the entire creation with a thin layer of buttercream to lock in any crumbs. Chill the cake briefly to set this crumb coat, then apply a final, thicker layer of frosting, smoothing it with a spatula for a pristine finish. The decoration is where you can let your creativity shine. Pile fresh raspberries on top of the cake, scattering them artfully or arranging them in concentric circles. A sprinkle of powdered sugar creates a snow-dusted effect, while delicate curls of white chocolate or sprigs of mint add an elegant touch. If you're feeling extra ambitious, pipe rosettes of raspberry buttercream around the edges for a professional look. When you slice into this cake, the beauty of its layers is revealed. Golden sponge, vibrant raspberry compote, and luscious pink frosting, all perfectly balanced. Each forkful is a celebration of the raspberry's unique flavor: sweet, tart, and utterly refreshing. The buttery cake absorbs the juices from the compote, while the frosting adds a creamy, melt-in-your-mouth richness. But beyond its stunning appearance and incredible taste, this cake is a testament to the joy of baking with seasonal fruit. Raspberries are at their best when plucked straight from the patch, their flavor more intense and aromatic than anything you'll find in the supermarket. If you have the chance to use berries you've picked yourself, the cake becomes even more special, a true labor of love. There are countless ways to adapt this recipe to suit your preferences. For a more decadent twist, add a layer of white chocolate ganache between the cakes, or fold finely chopped white chocolate into the batter for bursts of creamy sweetness. A touch of almond extract in the sponge enhances the raspberry flavor, while a splash of raspberry liqueur in the compote adds sophistication for an adult-friendly dessert. If you're looking to lighten things up, consider using a tangy cream cheese frosting instead of buttercream. The slight tartness of the cheese pairs beautifully with the raspberries, creating a flavor reminiscent of raspberry cheesecake. Alternatively, swap the vanilla sponge for a lemon cake, infusing each bite with bright citrus notes that accentuate the fruit's natural acidity. This raspberry lover's dream cake isn't just for birthdays or special occasions. It's perfect for any time you want to celebrate the beauty of fresh fruit and the art of baking. Serve it at a summer picnic, where the colors will pop against a green backdrop, or as the centerpiece at a brunch table, surrounded by friends and laughter. It's a cake that invites sharing and savoring, its flavors lingering long after the last crumb is gone. Of course, the magic doesn't end with the cake itself. The process of making this dessert is a pleasure in its own right, a chance to slow down, connect with the ingredients, and create something beautiful from scratch. The rhythmic motions of creaming butter and sugar, the gentle simmer of the compote, the hypnotic swirl of frosting as you smooth it over the cake. Each step is an act of care and creativity, and when you present the finished cake, gleaming with fresh berries and fragrant with vanilla and raspberry, you'll know that every moment was worth it. The looks of delight as your guests take their first bite, the hum of appreciation as the flavors unfold. These are the rewards of sharing something homemade and heartfelt. If you have leftovers, the cake keeps beautifully in the refrigerator, its flavors deepening as the compote seeps into the sponge. Enjoy a slice with your morning coffee or as a late-night treat, savoring the memories of the occasion it marked. For those who love raspberries, this cake is more than just a dessert. It's a celebration of everything that makes the fruit so beloved. Its tartness is balanced by sweetness, its delicate texture complemented by creamy frosting and tender cake. Each element works in harmony, creating a symphony of flavor and color that's impossible to resist. So the next time you find yourself with a basket of plump, ripe raspberries, consider turning them into this dream cake. Gather your ingredients, set aside an afternoon, and let the kitchen fill with the scent of baking and berries. With a little patience and a lot of love, you'll create a cake that's not only delicious, but unforgettable, a true dream for raspberry lovers everywhere. And remember, the best cakes are made not just with butter and sugar, but with joy and anticipation. In every layer, every swirl of frosting, every burst of berry, you'll taste the care that went into making it. Share it with those you love, and let the flavors inspire new memories, new celebrations, and a lifelong appreciation for the simple magic of raspberries.